Here we are at the weight loss surgery New Year's party.
What made you make that decision? It took so much courage, and you should be so proud of yourselves. I'm proud of you.
It's I just thank God that I have the technical skills to be able to give you that. It's one of the most gratifying types of surgeries that I do for all the things that I do. I don't just do bariatric surgery, but I can get very emotional too. It's very gratifying to be able to offer you this, and I just wish I could offer that to more people. Obviously, I think we've done over 500 cases in the last 5 years that we've been here, but I think it takes a lot of courage for all of you to make that decision. But I think that decision allows you to change your life. Not only allows you to change your life, but it adds years to your life. That's, the last literature that came out is that you add 13 years to your life, and that's a big change.
For 13 extra years.
I'm glad for you all being here. I just wish I could do this for more people. So, having said that, I wish you could just spread the word and tell them what a great program we have, and we can help more people. All right. And thank you everybody for coming in.
I want to introduce Dr. Horacio Aspen, one of our surgeons in our medical director.
Thank you. Well, we're talking about pop-ups, and Lynn is saying that that's corny. Well, I'm going to get even more corny then. I'm sure that the team has talked to you about how important this has been in your life. And I just want to take a little different view. You have puffed us up too. As physicians, you remind us why we became physicians. Because what we try to do is to try to affect somebody's life positively. And by the efforts that you have done, and many of you have heard me saying that this is an adventure that if you don't do your job, the operation is not going to be successful. The majority of the times when we do surgery, when Dr. Otero and myself do surgery, we basically don't even need the team. We just do the surgery, and if things go well, then everything is perfect. Well, in this surgery, it doesn't matter if we do this surgery well. You have to also do your part. By you doing your part, and being grateful and appreciative of the fact that we put a lot of effort, and you know we do. You know we put the extra length. You know that we try to treat you as individuals. By doing that, you puff us up. Sometimes I come to bariatric clinic and you have heard me saying, it's our therapy session. Because you're all happy. And at the same time, you need to understand and feel proud of something that you have done. Dr. Otero and myself, and I'm sure Linda, see a lot of the type of patients in medicine, those that have terminal illnesses. And when somebody has a terminal illness, it's pretty sobering and humbling, because you start thinking, have they taken advantage of their lives? You have, because you have taken a risk and given a big step in your life to make sure you don't waste it. And the result is here. You're enjoying your life. Thank you.
It not only changed my life, and I think everybody here says that to Dr. Otero and Dr. Aspen, but the other side of that is you change the lives of our spouses, you change the lives of our children, you change the lives of our best friends, and in some cases, such as mine, the lives of elderly parents that are going to be depending on us. So it's really not just me. It's really a large group of people that aren't here tonight that have benefited from what you've done for us. My name is Kathleen Muir, and at the time I came to see Dr. Aspen, everybody here, remember you all had to write a letter? Well, I'm the only one that had to write a letter before I ever got to come in, because I was too old. Or at least I hadn't done anybody beyond my age at that time. And Anne was very sweet on the phone when I called and asked for an appointment and said, I'm sorry, but we don't take anybody that age. But we chatted for a while, and she finally, and you all know how Anne is, she's such a marshmallow anyway. She said, well, you know, why don't you write some of this down, and I'll give it to Dr. Asbin, and maybe I'll at least, we'll try to get him to at least see you, but I can't promise that he'll go on, that he'll consider you for surgery. So I sat down and I wrote this very long letter. Went back to my high school debate days, and I tried to think of all the arguments Dr. Asbin would give me. But I wasn't willing to accept that I was too old, because everybody in my family lives to be in their 90s. And I was 64 at the time. And I thought, that's like 30 more years of being fat, not going to work for me. Now I think it's going to be 43 years. So I wrote that letter. I got a phone call back saying Dr. Asbin said he would definitely see you once you were to come in. My husband and I did come in, and of course it was love at first sight, and all of you understand that have Dr. Asbin or Dr. Otero. Everybody falls in love with the surgeon. It's the adoration. And so within, I think, 4 months of my first appointment, I had my surgery, because I had already started on my weight loss effort. By my own endocrinologist had started me on that. He said, if they accept you, you're going to have to have lost a certain amount of weight, so let's start right now. So we had already done a big percentage of that. I just had to do the heart, and I'm one of the few people that was not diabetic. But give me time. If I hadn't had the surgery, I would have been diabetic in no time. I'm sure another few weeks, few months, who knows. My sister's a type 1 diabetic. She had the surgery, and it was 4 years before I had the courage to ask. I wish I would have done it 4 years earlier. She was much younger than me, but she will tell you if she ever gets an opportunity. And so with 9 years between us, I felt it was safe for her to have the surgery, but I was concerned about my age too. And what finally decided me to do this was we took a trip to Ireland for 3 weeks with one of our granddaughters. And I spent half the time in the car while they marched around the castles and hiked up and down the hills. I couldn't do it. And I realized, and of course he realized long before that he had lost his companion. The thing he'd worked so hard for, the time he'd put in for an opportunity for us to spend the rest of our lives having a good time and pretending to be teenagers. And suddenly he was alone doing that. And now I can do those things with him again. And he's a happy man to have, and I'm happy to have a husband who's so pleased to take me places and do things with me. That's a gift. The 13 years is a gift. Just you two men and the team you put together are a gift beyond all of it. I don't think anything we can ever say can ever make you really understand what you've done for us and for all the people ahead of us. There are people that we don't know yet that you're going to change their lives. And I've been taking Dr. Otero's advice. Everybody I talk to, I say, call him up, do it tomorrow. And I still run into people saying, what about this, what about that? And my only answer is, what if you don't do it?
Wonderful. I want to emphasize one last thing. Let's not forget the spouses, the girlfriends, the boyfriends that have been the support. Without you, we would not have been able to be this effective. And a big round of applause for all of you.